She's a legal journalist and an Emmy award-winning co-host of ABC's The View, and her story of how she got to where she is today. The struggles and the successes are all laid out in her new memoir, I Am These Truths. And here to tell us about her truths, someone we're glad to have back on the show, Sunny Hostin. Hey, Sunny.
Hi there. I'm so sorry I'm not there with you in person, but it's the world that we're living in, but it's so good to be with you.
It's okay. Ryan and I were just talking about in the commercial break, we can't believe it's been 4 years since you were here in studio with us. And as you mentioned, a lot has changed. How's the family doing? I know your son was headed to Harvard, but now he's going to take a gap year, right?
I know. He's going to take a gap year, and he's actually on the West Coast. Climate change is very important to him, and he's on the West Coast now working in an environmental conservation program, and he's taking earth samples and air samples and water samples, and so he's going towards the wildfires instead of away from the wildfires. So my heart is like constantly in my throat, but I know that he is fighting the good fight and doing such incredible work, and he wants to save the world and change the world. And I just know that he's going to do that. And so I'm incredibly proud of him. And my daughter is right upstairs as I'm doing this in virtual high school. She's doing really well as well. I'm also in virtual high school. I'm learning geometry and biology again. And we're pretty blessed. We know people that have died from COVID-19, and that's devastating, but our nuclear family, we're all together. We're a multi-generational household, and we're spending a lot of time together and with love and light, and I feel pretty blessed to be where I'm at right now.
Yeah, well, you certainly have done a good mama job, that's for sure, and we love watching you on The View. Congratulations on the new season. It's got to feel weird, though, like for Val and I, look at how far away, we're sitting, of course, and we have no audience here, and it's got to feel strange for all of you as well.
It's really tough in that, I miss our routine. We would go in the morning and we would have our hot topics meeting at 8:30, and we would talk and kind of, just have that moment together and that time together. And we just don't have that now. We're on the phone together, and even our mugs, I have our mugs here, and we always have our faces on the mugs, and now we have the view from home, which is not the same. But I do feel that our show hasn't really missed a beat.
No.
We're kind of made for this. We're talking politics and pandemic and a racial reckoning, and our ratings are higher than they've ever been, actually. So I feel like people are tuning in because they know that we're going to give it to them straight. And I'm pretty happy and honored that what we're doing is resonating around the country.
Well, we got to talk about your book, I Am These Truths, and it's all about you, your memoir. Why is it so important for you to tell these truths now, Sunny?
I feel that we're in a time now where people are calling the media fake news, and we are hearing a lot of people, a lot of lies. And I thought, wow, if we are to hear the truth from anyone, I want people to hear my truth. And maybe that will give people the courage to be authentic and give their truth. And so this is sort of my love story to those people who have the courage to be honest and forthright, warts and all, because anyone that reads this book will tell you that I'm very honest about it. I mean, my mom didn't speak to me for about a week after she read it.
Oh, really? What was she the most bothered by in the book?
She was really bothered by the fact that I talk about my parents' divorce. I talk about the fact that we were very poor. There were a lot of days when we didn't have hot water or food or heat. But I thought that was really important to tell, because people see me on TV and they're like, she can't relate to my struggle. Well, I can, because I lived paycheck to paycheck for a really long time. And I remember how it felt. And I wanted to tell people that you can make it through the obstacles. I've had many more failures than I've had successes. And I think it's important to not shy away from that and to lean into it and not be embarrassed by that.
Right.
Because that's supposed to be the American dream, right?
Yeah, and those challenges help build character along the way. We have all been through our own individually. But I know talking about motherhood in the book was an emotional part for you.
Yeah, it was. You know, I have these two incredible children, and everybody, you know, talked about, oh, your son's going to Harvard, and your daughter's this AAU incredible basketball athlete. But I struggled for years with infertility, and I was ashamed of it and embarrassed about it for so long. And I suffered through 5 miscarriages, and my son almost didn't make it. I was on bed rest for probably 7 months with my pregnancy.
Wow.
And I fell into a deep depression. And I don't think a lot of women talk about depression. They don't talk about IVF. They don't talk about infertility. And I thought, I need to talk about this so that women know they're not alone, and that it's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be embarrassed by. And look at these great kids I got. You know, it doesn't always end up like that, but it can. And I thought it was really important to share that. Although I'll tell you, I hadn't told my kids that they were IVF babies, so I figured I better tell them. And I told them, and they're science geeks, so they thought it was pretty cool when they looked at pictures of their embryos, which I was a little weirded out by, but they thought it was cool.
Oh, well, that's good. So the kids kept talking to you, but Mama just had needed a week. Mama had to come around.
Really did. It was something.
Right.
Yes, well, very powerful book, Sunny, and promise us this, you're going to be back in studio with us as soon as you can, and as soon as we all can.
I want it more than anything to be sitting right between y'all.
Come on.
Very soon, very soon.
Yes, all right, well, fantastic. Thank you so much, Sunny. Be sure to pick up a copy of I Am These Truths. It's available now.